So Boise State has officially wrapped up their 11-1 regular season. Ashton Jeanty wrapped up his Heisman-worthy campaign, at least in some people's eyes, and the Broncos are now headed to the Mountain West Championship game where they can solidify their spot in the college football playoff. But do they actually deserve a spot to go there? That is the question that many are asking. Many people do not like the way they have been seeded because even the 3 or 4 loss SEC teams would probably be favored if they were to go head to head with them. So I'm here to break down that whole situation and also everything that has been going on with Boise State as a team. But before I begin, I would really appreciate it if you would drop a like and subscribe. It only takes 5 seconds, plus you can always change your mind. We are on the road to 40,000 subscribers, and with your support, I believe that we can get there super fast. Alright, so first things first, let's talk about Boise's 34-18 win over Oregon State. They controlled the scoreboard for really the entire contest. It got a little closer towards the end, but they kept that 2-possession lead as Oregon State fought for their season basically because they needed the win to become bowl eligible. Ashton Jeanty had 226 rushing yards and a touchdown and had a whopping 37 carries. Here's the thing. I don't actually think Jeanty is going to win the Heisman. It's probably going to be Travis Hunter. But Colorado fans are always clowning this guy for getting a ton of carries, and it's ironic because Travis Hunter basically does the same exact thing, playing every single snap of the game. It's impressive what he does, but if there is something to criticize about Jeanty, the number of carries definitely is not it. Even though Oregon State was 5-6, it still is rivalry week. Most of the games this week are super close, but Boise State controlled everything from start to finish. I'm just so proud of our guys, Boise State head coach Spencer Danielson said after the win. It's week 14 of the season, game number 12, and our guys just go out and work. Monday to Tuesday to Wednesday, short week, and our guys just grind. I'm really proud of Maddox. I think he did some really good things. There were a couple of drops in the game, but he was resilient. Something that I really saw from him today was his leadership. There were only 1 or 2 drives where we had to punt. And on one of those drives, we started with 2 penalties and we were way behind the sticks. He brought the offense over and got them going. Just seeing Maddox lead our offense, continue to stay in it, I'm just so proud of him and how we're growing. He also said, looking at the numbers from this game, Maddox threw for 195 yards with 2 touchdowns and did not have an interception. Cameron Camper led the way in the receiving department. He had 73 yards off 6 receptions. Matt Lauder had 45 yards, and then a couple of other guys contributed with a few catches as well. In terms of Boise State's defense, this is an area that really has not been talked about at all in terms of the national media, but they have been for the most part stepping up for the second half of the season. Over the last 7 games, the most amount of points they have allowed is 24. Again, I know they're not facing ranked teams, but in a sport where offense is the priority, those are not bad numbers. And even against Oregon, the defense was on par with what Ohio State allowed. And to me, that Oregon game is the reason why Boise is ranked at number 11. It was almost like a good loss in the eyes of the committee, only losing by 3 on the road to the best team in the country. Anyways, back to the defense. Cornerbacks coach Demario Warren may be in only his 3rd year at Boise State, but he knows what makes a defensive back tick. People come to Boise because they want to play man-to-man against very good receivers. You don't come here because you want to play cover 2. You come here because you want to guard the best receiver, Warren said earlier in the year. He pointed to the recent NFL draft picks from Boise State, such as 2023 6th-round pick J.O. Skinner to the Denver Broncos, 2021 5th-round pick Avery Williams to the Atlanta Falcons, who is now an offensive player, and 2013 2nd-round pick Jamar Taylor to the Miami Dolphins. The secondary did have a rough start to the season, but they improved week by week. I am a little concerned with how the secondary would do against one of those SEC teams in the playoffs, but I guess we will just have to wait and see. I'm not really the guy who can say if Boise State is worthy of making the playoffs. I personally right now would have them behind some of those SEC teams as the 14 or 15 seed, but again, even if that's what they were, after all the conference championship games, assuming they win theirs, they would probably jump back into the top 12 anyways. And that creates a whole new conversation for the seasons moving forward. For teams that are in the same boat as Boise State, teams who are talented but obviously don't match up with the big dogs, is it beneficial to just play a super easy schedule and play one ranked team and put everything into that game and then finish 11-1 or 12-0 like they did? Because the committee clearly is rewarding it. A 1-loss team is going to get in over a 3-loss team, and once you get in, at the end of the day, anything can happen. I don't think Penn State is all that impressive. They are probably going to be ranked as the 5th seed, and if Boise State can match up with them in the first round, I think that could be an upset. I think Jeanty could rush for 300 yards on 45 carries. I think they could control the tempo of the game, and I think they could set themselves up in a position to win late. I know Boise State doesn't match up with a team like Texas or probably Oregon now, but the thing that makes the new 12-team format so exciting to me is the chance to see those program-changing upsets from a team that would not have had that opportunity in the past, because there definitely are recruits that see what Boise is doing. They see how Jeanty has made a name for himself there, and they will want to do the same. So you know what? I do think Boise State deserves to be in the top 12, because like I said, after this round of championship games, they would probably fall into the top 12 anyways. I do feel bad for a team like Ole Miss, who had just a brutal schedule in the SEC all year, and I think they would be favored against Boise in a head-to-head matchup, but at the end of the day, the Broncos controlled what they could. They won out and made the Oregon game close. They had an amazing season, and they still have one more job to do. They have to win the conference championship. It certainly will be interesting to see a matchup between this team and a program like Penn State or Notre Dame, because I think it would be close, especially because they may be rusty, not have been playing football for a few weeks after missing the championship game, and Boise State would be coming off theirs. But I'm definitely curious to hear what you guys think in the comments below. Could the Broncos actually compete, or would they get smoked? I think if they played the clock and controlled the time of possession with Jeanty, they would have a chance, but the defense would definitely have to be on their A game. Let's take a look at what the media and other people have had to say about this whole Boise State situation.
Like the first thing that you just already alluded to that you know I'm going to bring up here. It's an ongoing argument, and now it's one that's come to fruition. Boise State is the 4th seed. Okay, wait. I'm already getting ahead of myself here because this is pissing me off so much. Because they are the 4th highest ranked conference champion, they get placed as the 4th team to receive a bye. They are the 12th ranked team in the rankings. Forget what anybody's going to sit here and say. So if Boise State's worthy of being in the playoff field, if they're worthy of being in the conversation, forget that for a quick second. The fact that they are the last team, the lowest ranked team, and that they earn a place in the playoff as a bye team is freaking ridiculous. I am hoping that if this does expand to 14, or if there is some sort of revisiting of the format of this, that they realize that this is BS that Boise State is placed where they are. And I also hate the fact that BYU is on the outside looking in and that they get an opportunity to be the 12th team, last team in.
That's really all I have to say for this video. Thank you all so much if you made it to this point, and if you enjoyed and haven't yet, please be sure to drop a like and subscribe because your support truly does mean the world. And also, let me know what you would like to see next, and until then, I will see you all later.